Uganda People's Defense Forces Engineers Brigade is the construction arm of the army with a mandate to carry out strategic construction development for the government.
I'm Colonel Godfrey Tukamwira. I'm the commander of the Engineers Brigade. On 1st of July 2021, the President gave a directive that all infrastructure development projects within the ministries of education and health and which are funded by government of Uganda be undertaken by Engineers Brigade. And so when we received that directive, it was a directive that we all appreciated as Engineers Brigade, because it would then help us to showcase what we are able to do to the entire nation. And so when that directive came out, some other ministries, departments, and agencies also came on board. And when we were handling COVID-19 testing laboratory at the airport, the Prime Minister was quite happy with the work we did in preparation for testing COVID, and she instructed, in line with the directive of the President, that we should also undertake the completion of the passenger terminal and associated works here at the Entebbe International Airport, and which of course was also good news to Engineers Brigade, because it was a complex project, an interesting project, a project that would eventually help us to develop both in capacity and capability. And so we received this project with good intent of putting up and showcasing what Engineers Brigade is able to do in terms of the socio-economic transformation of the country, Uganda. Indeed, like you have rightly said, every time somebody sees a soldier, they will look at him in the image of a fighter. But I can assure you that in UPDF, we have all the trades, we have all the professions, and for that matter, we are an all-round force. We have engineers there, we have lawyers, we have economists, we have doctors, and all kinds of professions. And so when somebody talks of Engineers Brigade, one should be feeling comfortable to know that we are part of you, your children, your brothers, your cousins, your sisters, and we came from you. And so we went to the same schools with most of you, same universities. And the only difference is that for us, we're in uniform, and some out there are not uniform. But eventually, we do the same thing and the same work. You see, Engineers Brigade and engineers in the Army generally, ours is that we follow orders. In the military, everywhere you go, whether it is an operation other than war, whether it is an operation, it is command-led. There's command and control, and we follow orders, we follow the chain of command. And for that matter, we tend to do things a little bit different from the way other people do them, the civilian life. For us, when we want something in a specific period, then you deploy accordingly to make sure that you achieve the objective within the period that is given to you. And so we work for long hours, we work under command, and that makes us a little bit different from others. Of course, for somebody to be able to work for those long hours and then work under command, one must be disciplined, one must be loyal, one must be hardworking, one must be intelligent, one must be knowledgeable, must be knowing what you are going to do, how you are going to do it, and one must be a good listener, at the same time a good leader. So when you have all that combined together, then you find you can always do what people think you would not have done. But because of the other components I've talked about, with the command, with able leadership and command, then you're able to achieve the objective. Yes, in Engineers Brigade, we have specialized elements or units. We have a design and documentation regiment. That one is charged with the documentation of all the projects we are to undertake. For example, this project in particular, they submitted to us and pressed the BOQs and all the other drawings, specifications, and our technical team in the design and documentation went through, they reviewed the documents, the drawings, the designs, and then later on came up with a priced BOQ, which we submitted and was acceptable, meaning we are lower than maybe what the engineer's estimate initially was. So we have design and documentation. Then we have also regiments spread throughout the whole country. In each division, in each infantry division, we have a regiment of engineers. And then at service level, that is Air Forces and the Special Forces, we also have a regiment there. And so that is how we organize it. In case there's a project in Eastern Uganda, you don't need to carry a force to Eastern Uganda. Already there is a force already existing on the other side. In case there's in Northern Uganda, the same thing. And so because of that organization, it becomes very easy to coordinate and plan. Then we have also another department that is now for supervision. We have a technical team within our own brigade that doesn't do anything other than technical supervision of the works that are being done to make sure that they conform with the standards, they conform with the specifications, and they are in line with the BOQs. They control the cost, they control the quality, and also advise on the timelines. So that is also a department on its own. We have another department that is administration, the general administration of the brigade. We have a department of legal, we have a department of finance, we have a department of intelligence, and so all the departments are embedded within the brigade.
Due to the public demand over shoddy works done by the private contractors, the President directed the UPDF Engineers Brigade to take all government construction works, starting with the Ministry of Health and Education.
When the directive came out in 2021, 1st July, then 2022, the Prime Minister, after commissioning the COVID laboratory, the COVID testing laboratory, she looked at the work we had done, and then she said, no, we continue with the work remaining, and we complete the passenger terminal and all the associated works. And in 2022 May, that's when we started on this project. This project had all the technicalities one would have loved to work on, especially for us in Engineers Brigade. We had the electromechanicals, which included the access control, CCTV, firefighting system, air conditioning system, voice and data, and so many others. And so we received this project really with utmost gratitude, because we knew at the end of it, or once we finish, then we would be at a different level than we were for the project. Yeah, when we got the project documents, we reviewed the project documents and then pressed the project documents. We submitted to UCA. They looked at our rates and they were comfortable with the rates. And then the process of signing a memorandum of understanding between Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs and the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority was concluded. Upon conclusion of the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, then we are given the site. We are handed over the site. And then once we got the site, then we started on the construction work. This passenger terminal, it has both the arrivals and departure terminals. It has a unique feature in terms of a canopy. It is about 65 meters by 75 meters and has a height of above 15 meters.
Government ministries implemented the presidential directive, and the UPDF Engineers Brigade took over the construction works of Entebbe Airport new terminal.
It is for, first of all, beauty, but also secondly, shielding the passengers who are departing from the harsh conditions of weather. In case it is raining, somebody is able to continue his journey, or in case it is shining, it doesn't affect the travelers. And then on the arrivals, we have zones. We have a zone where you wait for the visitor or tourist or passenger who is coming in the country. That is the waiting area. Then you have an area where you can carry out some business area. So it is basically constructed to international standards. The security checks, the electromechanicals involved, and the aesthetics, they are to the international standards. But the basic features are, one, we have the canopy there, then you have all the security systems in place, and then you have rich specification electromechanicals. Those are the features that are there. So when you are down there, we have a CCTV network. Everybody is seeing, somebody in the control is seeing what you are doing, and it is able even to capture your data at night. Even when there is no power, the system can observe and say, this is so and so. And so these are unique features that make it the standards of the international airport.
UPDF Engineers Brigade is commanded by Colonel Tukamwira Godfrey, a registered civil engineer.
So in first phase, we were supposed to construct the canopy, the entrance canopy. As you see that huge shade, that is the entrance canopy. It was part of the first phase. Then we had to do aluminium cladding for the ceiling, and then gypsum boards for the ceiling interior or exterior for aluminium, and then interior for gypsum boards. We had to do the CCTV camera network to connect it to the old terminal. We had provided public address system. When you are inside here, and then the announcements, you will hear the announcements. So we had also to put up a new public address system, modern public address system. Then we also connected it with the old terminal, and we had to change the old public address system, the old terminal, so that they can match. Likewise for the cameras, the CCTV cameras. The firefighting system, the same thing. Here, this building you are seeing, it has a fire detection system. In case of fire, the alarms that go on, and then you can easily escape. And then even when it catches fire, it should go out. The fire should be put out within 5 to 10 minutes. In other words, there shouldn't be any damage on the building. That is how we prepared this building. And there is voice and data in case you want to communicate within the building. That provision is also there. The access control for security systems is also provided for. And also provided the fire doors. In case there is fire and you are escaping, those fire doors also take long to catch fire. So the whole system is, the building is in such a way that it it provides the maximum security, the maximum safety a passenger would want, what we call the functional requirements of the building. So this building meets all the functional requirements of the building: strength, stability, durability, safety, lighting, ventilation. All those are provided for in this building. So when you are there, you are in a building, you are very safe.
The ongoing first phase modification of the new Entebbe Airport Terminal is on course. The new Entebbe Airport Terminal was designed to suit international standards.
The entire project, phase one, we were supposed to finish in 15 months, and which we did. So by January 2024, we had finished, and we were able to host the NAM and the G77 plus China using the new terminal for both arrivals and departures. So that was an achievement that as a country, we hosted the NAM and G77, and the new terminal facilitated the movement of our guests in the country. Now, you see, construction is complex, and like you have heard, there are very many elements involved. So it couldn't be the work of the civil engineers alone or electrical engineers alone. So it is a team, a construction team composed of electrical engineers, civil engineers, mechanical engineers, ICT engineers, and so on, quantity surveyors, land surveyors, economists. It is a team. When you are setting out, the land surveyor and the surveyor will come and set out the building and the canopy for you. When you are reviewing the work being done, the quantity surveyor will be there to guide us. You know, here the quantities are like this and this and that. And so, to come back to your question, where we did not have the capability or the capacity, we hired the specialized teams. Because when it came to welding the canopy, for example, welding the steel works, the consultant had given us an instruction that he needed welders who have internationally recognized certificates. And at that time, we did not have. And in the country, we have less than 11 people who are internationally recognized, those who have international certificates on welding. And so we had to hire that specialty, and then we bring in our own welders so that they learn from them. So by the time we finished the project, our welders had also attained that level of being international certified welders, and immediately after the project, we applied so that they can be certified. So as I talk now, we have about 12 welders who have been certified to that level. They are not recognized internationally. They can do work anywhere. Our own soldiers now can go to Kenya and do welding work, and go to London, America, and do welding work. So that is, first of all, an achievement. But we, of course, had to bring in specialists and key personnel. You realize we had the CCTV. This is a new type of cameras, and we had to get a specialist to do it. But they do it together with us, and we monitor, we control, we coordinate, we manage, and we supervise. And as you can see, this project had a consultant. So whatever we are doing, we would get instructions from the consultant. We would request for information, they give it to us. Where we are not comfortable, we ask, they reply, and then we work. So it had a construction team composed of both civilians and the military. A construction team composed of the team executing and then the team supervising. We also had a higher level of supervision, the project implementation team. That was at the level of permanent secretaries, which also used to sit once in a month. Every month they would come to check on the work we are doing. So we do work with the civilians. Apart from this project, everywhere we go, between 30 to 40%, we recruit the locals. First of all, they will benefit from their own project because we shall be paying them. But secondly, even when we leave, then they know how the stages we went through when we were doing the construction. In the case, for example, there is a blockage in the sewage system. Somebody who worked on the structure is able to tell you that no, the sewer line passes through A, B, C, D, and is able to locate it. So it is a two-way that they benefit economically. Then two, they keep that information, they have information about it. But then, as you also know, UPDF, People's Defense Force, peoples, we always want to be very close to the people. Everywhere we will go, for us to be able to manage whatever tasks we have at hand, you must have the people by your side. Once you have people by your side, then they help you to do very many things. Like you go to a site, it's a new site, you are new there, it's the local people to show you where the materials are fetched, to show you, to actually even tell you that this area is prone to this, that during this month the rains are heavy, during this there is a seasonal river there. So you get all that information, which help us when we are doing the construction. So we do work with everybody, civilians and any other person.
Colonel Tukamwira says, ever since UPDF Engineers Brigade was brought on board to undertake government projects, government has saved a lot of money which was being lost through fake procurement process.
The first challenge was to make sure that we show people what we can do. Because you remember at the beginning, everybody was doubtful. So the first challenge was to clear that doubt, to get the doubt out of the way. And how did we do it? To do it smart, do it professionally, according to the specifications, carry out tests, submit the test results to the consultant for approval. He approves, give issues and instruction, you follow instructions, you follow building rules and regulations. Conduct of engineers in you and of the engineering profession, and for that matter, the issue of clearing the doubting Thomases, that Engineers Brigade could actually do this, was the first challenge we had to deal with. Then the other challenge was about imported materials. Imported materials, because of the economic crunch, the global economic crunch, we no longer have materials already manufactured. So you place an order and then pay, and then the other factories can manufacture for you. And such materials normally have a long lead time. So it affected us that in case you wanted industrial materials which are imported, you had to wait for between 3 to 4 months. But of course, that was not a major challenge because we had planned very well. We had a work plan which we had agreed upon, and a procurement plan which had catered for all that.